Hello all, welcome back to Sew Granny Sew and day 9 of our Valentine's Day quilt. So this will be the last block I have to show ya, and then we've gone through all of our blocks. So then over the next couple days we can go ahead and get our extra blocks done that we need for a quilt. So we'll go over that at the end of the video. So we're going to go ahead and do our letter E today. So what we're going to need for our letter E is we're going to need 10 of the 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch squares of our colored fabric and 1 of the 1.5 by 11 inch strip of our colored fabric. And then we're going to need a total of 22 2.5 inch squares of our background fabric and 1.5 by 11 inch strip also of a background fabric. So we're going to get started by putting our background fabric and our colored fabric strips together. So we're just going to put right sides together, lay them flat, and we're going to bring that to the sewing machine, and we're going to put a 1/4 inch seam all the way along that and come back and iron it flat. So I'll get that done and I'll meet you back here. Okay, we have our strips sewn together and I just ironed it towards the dark side. So now we're going to go ahead and take our ruler and we're going to even up one end that we can cut from. So I'm just going to line up my line with the cutting mat line to make sure we're nice and straight. Trim that up. But we will ensure that it's nice and straight by trimming it up. Okay, then we're going to take our ruler and we're going to measure out 2.5 inch sections, and we need a total of 4 of them. Now that we have those, then we're going to go ahead and lay out our blocks. So once again, we're going to do our frame with 6 up and down and 6 across all the way around. Once we have our outer frame done, we're going to go ahead and put 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top, and then 2 on the side. And then for the middle, we're going to point our pink together, forming the middle line of our E. And then, of course, the last 2 will be our background color. Okay, so that is what our E will look like. So now we're just going to do like we've done in all the other letters. We're going to flip 1 onto 2, 3 onto 4, 4 onto 5. So I'll go ahead and get that done. Once we have them all flipped over, we're going to go ahead and pin them on the side that we're going to sew on. So I don't pin mine really nice on here. I don't line them up or anything. I just bring them to the sewing machine and I line them up as I'm going to sew because I find I do it again anyways when I'm there. So when you get to these, you want to make sure those center seams are lined up. There's only 2 of those squares, so there's not a whole lot to line up here. Okay, once we have them all pinned together, we're just going to stack up our rows. And we will bring these to the sewing machine and we'll just feed them through, throwing a 1/4 inch seam on each one. We'll come back, get those ironed open, and then I will meet you back here. We have our rows sewed together in 3 sections. So we're just going to go ahead and do the same like we have done with each of the blocks. But for those of you that are just joining in on this one, we just flip over 1 row onto the middle. We're going to pin those together. Once we get all the pins in, we're going to take them to the sewing machine. We're going to put a 1/4 inch seam all the way along that. We'll bring them back, iron them flat, and then we'll connect this row to the center in the same fashion along this side. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, get them all ironed flat, and I'll meet you back here. We have all of our rows sewn together and ironed. Once again, you want to iron in opposite directions as you go along down the block. So now we're just going to take each row and flip it over onto the row next to it. Put a pin in the side that you're going to sew on. We'll start with this bottom row here. You're going to grab those middle seams and nest them together. and put a pin in it. And we're going to go ahead and put pins in the rest of these. Once we have them all pinned together, we're going to take a 1/4 inch seam all the way along there on all 3 strips. We'll come back, iron them open, and then we'll connect the 3 pieces together in the same fashion. So I'll get this block together and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so our E is all finished. It's ironed flat. We're going to go ahead and take our 12.5-inch ruler once again. And we're going to lay that on there. We're going to line up our diagonal line with the corner of this square and the corner of this square. So we got that good and lined up, making sure once again that our ruler is fully fat on the fabric in all directions. So this E completes the part of the series that shows you how to make each individual block. We do have, I think, a total of 7 blocks left to make, and we'll go over those quick. Of course, the heart, we did that. The H is just an I turn sideways. So the O for the hugs, we're just going to add the half square triangles at the 4 corners to make the O for the love. And then, of course, the heart, the X, the O, and the heart. So I'm going to go ahead and close out today. I'm going to work on these last 7 blocks and have those done. So on Tuesday, we can go ahead and go into getting the sashing and the borders on this. As always, guys, if you found this video useful, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we'd love to have you here at Sew Granny Sew. Thanks all. Have a good day. Bye.